This episode of The Casual is brought to you in part by Squarespace. For all your website needs, Squarespace delivers it in an all-around package to help you build a beautiful, integrated online presence.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Reggie Casual, and this is a continuation of my boys. This is Antoine's video on buying fashion from Japan, which he didn't hit me up for the collab, but that's okay. He kind of did something afterwards. We were like, oh, I'm sorry, dog. Maybe next time. I'm gonna let it slide though. I'm gonna let it slide. But just so you know, Reggie Casual never forgets. Never. Nonetheless, it's probably a good idea to check out his video as well, as I don't have to use these services much because I do, in fact, live in Japan. Subtle flex, humble flex, but all flex. So what I'll be covering are different ways to buy from different services depending on your preference. So with that being said, let us get it. All the companies I'm gonna mention today, if you're watching, you owe me some serious cash for free advertising. I mean, Jesus desu. Anyway, first option for buying things in Japan is From Japan. That's the actual name of the website, which is an auction and proxy service that's been around for a while. Now you can buy from all of the major sites like Babe, Amazon, JP, Rakuten, Yahoo Auctions, and more. You don't just have to buy fashion there. In recent years, they beefed up their own infrastructure that includes a full section dedicated to fashion called FJ Fashion, where you can shop by brand, category, and pieces. And there's a mixture of used and new stuff strewn throughout, so that is a big plus. You can also shop by URL, so you can find an item on any site in Japan, and From Japan can buy it on your behalf, which triggers a manual price quote, but it's not that much, all things considered. As stated before, you can use Yahoo Auctions Japan, which is a goldmine for great stuff, especially archival Japanese brands, and they can bid on your behalf. That is From Japan, and sign up is required, but it's really easy, so there's no worries there. I think they also have a point system so you can accrue points, and you can use that towards future purchases. Next up, we got Zen Market. Zen Market is another proxy auction site, but it's a bit different than From Japan in a few ways. While you can do pretty much the same thing on Zen Market as From Japan, it's a bit less hand-holding. So if we're speaking cars, From Japan is like an automatic, and Zen Market is more like a manual with some extra things going on. Like, whatever. You'll see what I mean in a second. Meaning, for the most part, Zen Market is less about providing you with their own dedicated sections like FJ Fashion and letting you browse external websites on your own. It's just a little bit more flexible in that regard. But that said, they still have a dedicated link to certain sites like Rakuten, Yahoo Auctions, and more. Its fees are also comparable to From Japan, although From Japan is a more robust operation if that's what you like more. They also have a Zen Plus service that waives the service fees on selected shops in Japan, which can come in handy for saving a bit of cash. That's a Zen Plus, terrible joke, but you got it. However, one of those shops is Bring, which is a secondhand reseller of premium street fashion, luxury, and streetwear. So that's sure to brighten some eyes. You can waive the fees on some of those items. So that's basically Zen Market's big deal. Kind of the same thing, but there's a few little additionals there that'll help you out. Now we got one more service to cover, but before we get into all of that, let's get in a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. A big part of fashion is community, and building a fashion brand or any business requires a strong one. That's why using Squarespace for your new website might be the way to go. Besides being packed with great website templates, built-in SEO and analytics, Squarespace's new members areas make it easy to create, foster, and grow a community of true fans. Give back by giving members exclusive content, discounts, and much more, all while monetizing your business. So use our code squarespace.com/thecasual to save 10% off of your first website, and let Squarespace help you build your brand, business, and community. Kind of funny, we have a sponsor and we're talking about some other places that have services too. It's kind of jacked. It's kind of jacked, but you get the deal. Next up, we got Bai, and by extension, Tenso. Now, why are they together? It's It's because they are part of the same company. In fact, Tenso is the big company. But let's go ahead and tackle Bai first. Bai works in the same vein as From Japan and Zen Market. However, Tenso, the main company, is huge. So their operation is an even bit more robust than From Japan. And one big plus makes Bai in particular far more desirable than From Japan and Zen Market. But a bit on that later, cause suspense is good. Bai has all the trappings that From Japan and Zen Market has, but they also make it very easy to shop from their very own recommended shop page. They also have a browser extension that allows you to buy directly from their recommended websites, making that browsing process and shopping a bit more natural. So you can just go to amazon.co.jp and just use that extension and voila, Bai will put it in a cart for you. The only drawback to Bai is that it isn't as flexible to buy from any link provided. However, because the infrastructure is so ridiculous, you'll likely not need other shops because, and here's the secret, Bai has a direct partnership with the biggest online fashion retailer in Japan in ZOZOTOWN, which has hundreds, if not thousands of Japanese and Western brands, both new and used. And for those that don't know, ZOZOTOWN is pretty much a game changer. Let me go ahead and put this in perspective a bit. The reason why your boy, the talking head that's on the screen, knows about all these obscure Japanese brands is because of ZOZOTOWN. Anytime you ask me ID on whatever piece I'm wearing, there's a 50-50 chance it came from ZOZOTOWN. And because Bai is the official proxy partner of Zozo, that puts a lot of balls in the Bai court. Again, you got your choice of new, used, bargain, mid-market, and luxury at a near endless brand list. And best of all, there's no auction mess at all. It's literally like shopping directly on any fashion website. That alone should get your eyes and your fingers twitching all over the place. But even if that doesn't sell you on it, and remember, I'm not getting paid for this, even though I should. If that doesn't sell you, the parent company Tenso also has an even more useful service reserved for the elite of Japanese shopping. Shall I explain? Tenso is actually a mail forwarding, consolidation, and warehousing service. And that's really the name of the game, and that's another game changer. Basically, what Tenso does is they will provide you with a Japanese address. You can then shop on any site directly, provided that you have an international credit card. All you have to do is use that Japanese address that Tenso provides to you in the address field of any website in Japan, and voila, you can shop in Japan. In fact, this is how many Japanese who live outside of Japan still get products from Japan. There is a stocking fee if you keep things warehoused for an extended period, and you need to have a working knowledge of how the Japanese language works to fill out address forms, but that isn't very difficult, all things considered. You don't have to learn the whole of Japanese to understand that. And it's a gem because it opens up every single site in Japan, which is likely the reason Bai doesn't have a clear direct link option. That means you can bid on Yahoo auctions yourself without the need for a company to do it for you, as long as you have a standing address in Japan, which again, Tenso provides, and an international credit card that allows for purchasing internationally, of course. However, the vast majority of you may opt for the proxy services because of the ease of use without the hassle of learning a little bit of Japanese. But for the greatest flexibility, the Lambo of services, if you will, Tenso takes the lead. Although again, like I said, there's a Japanese language learning curve. So those are 4 ways to buy fashion and other things in Japan, not just fashion, anything, relatively easy. And it's worth mentioning that the yen is a bit weak at the time of this video, so you can buy a bit more than you could before. But if you're in the US. But if you're watching much later, these sites will continue to exist in perpetuity. Oh, I got it right, yeah, in perpetuity. They'll be around for a long time, so have at it. Also, can't forget, if you want an example of how this process works in a more tangible format, check out This is Antoine's video on this very subject, as he breaks down the buying process a bit more specifically than I did right here. This was just an overview of some other services that you can use. That being said, if you want even more content, access to our private Discord, our brand building series class, or you simply want to help us keep the lights on, join us on Patreon. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info in international fashion, culture, and business from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu, and I'll see you guys in a minute. じゃあ今日はここまでです。My voice got jacked up, so nah, I'm not doing too well, but it'll come back soon. It's on its way back. So if I sound a little bit weird, that's why. じゃあまた。